Well, the results of the poll on black triangles are in, and as I suspected, it was pretty much an even split. People are usually firmly in one camp or the other. It was 47% for yes, 53% for no. Only one vote made that difference between the two. And that's not surprising to me, people that are generally in one camp or the other, because it comes down to really the fact that there hasn't been very much information about black triangles in the code or in the cases. So it comes to people's subjective interpretation. Now, people in the no camp, it's generally because they say, well, it's meant to be a black triangle, and if you put a white border around it, it is no longer fully black, and that's based on their subjective interpretation of that. I've always been in the yes camp because I have said, well, as long as the actual black triangle requirements itself, in terms of its area, its colour, its placement, are not affected, there's nothing in the code specifically prohibiting, if you're using it on a dark background, to place effectively like a lighter background around it, and that's the border, as long as I say it doesn't affect that actual required area of the black. So who was actually correct? Was it yes? Was it no? I would have done a drum roll, but I've broken my finger, so no. So in the end, who's correct? It's the yes camp. And why? It's not just because I'm in the yes camp. We actually have a case that came out in June 2024, so not that long ago. It is 3765-423 against Takeda. And amongst a few things, the complainant there said about this black triangle on a dark background having a white border. And they thought that was a breach because their interpretation of clause 12.10 was that it should be totally black. The company's defence were that there is actually nothing in the code apart from just your requirements about it's to be black, it's to be placed in a certain place, etc. One of the things that you do need to ensure under the code is that it's very easily noticed. So the company argued that they were using the white outline against a dark grey background to meet the requirements of clause 12.10 and ensure that it was easily noticed. And what the panel said was they admitted that yes, you're right, there's not really much information in the code or in the cases about how you use a black triangle when it's against a dark background. They noted that it was preferable to have on a light background, but when you are using a dark background, it is not necessarily unacceptable to place a white border around it, so long as the other requirements of clause 12.10 are met. So there you have it. That's probably the closest that the PMCP get to saying, yes, you can do it. Does that surprise you? Let me know in the comments below and let me know if there's anything else that you want to discuss.